Welcome back to Live with Loyalty. So what we're gonna talk about today, I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. So songwriter Tiffany Red pens an open letter. Her name is Tiffany Red. Pens an open letter to Diddy, recounting the events she witnessed in alleged abuse towards Cassie. So she says this: Dear Sean Combs, I'm stepping forward to recount my experience as a witness to events detailed in my friend Cassandra Ventures' new settled civil lawsuit against you. I'm breaking my silence, freeing myself from hunting recollections, standing in solitary with Cassie, and standing up for myself. I fear for my safety as her suit alludes to me, although not by name. I hope that revealing my identity to the public would afford me some measures of protection. Oh my god. I told y'all this stuff is not this stuff is not finna go nowhere. While he's sitting up there talking about, assassinating his character, this is exactly what he did to himself. These are people that have been there when those situation is going on. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to On Site once again, because these people, they be bringing it. Um, so Cassie and I became friends in 2000. This is what Tiffany Red said. This is what Tiffany Red said. Cassie and I became friends in 2015 while co-writing songs for her album that you never released. We remain close to this very day. I'm one of the friends mentioned in her lawsuit, especially from the night of her 29th birthday. As detailed in the section label, Mr. Combs forces Mrs. Venture into sex trafficking. I hope I'm saying her last name right, but she's talking about Cassie. The weight is heavy as I gather my thoughts to articulate these distressing memories, physical reactions, the surge of heat on my face, sweaty palms, racing heart, and the onset of a panic attack serve as stark reminders of the toll it's taking. I am traumatized by you. The burden of vocalizing these experiences should never have been mine or anyone else's. So she says a little bit more. I ain't gonna read all of it, y'all, but it is very, very interesting. If you go on to um its on site website, then you'll be able to see it. So I'm gonna read this one. I mean, because this is so discouraging, man. This really is, but we have to announce these things because we have kids, we have girls, little girls, grown girls, little boys, teenagers, grown men. It's our children. You know what I'm saying? And we don't ever want them to be in no position like this. And if they do, we can probably tell them all day to leave. But will they? So she goes on to say, I first met you in person in August 2015 at a surprise party you threw for Cassie's 29th birthday. at a hotel in Los Angeles. I was at her old apartment before the party with friends in the Wilshire condos, right down the street from your home. Rushed by calls from your team about her ETA. We were in a frenzy to get her ready without spoiling the surprise. We all plead into a we all piled into a black car service from her place to the party. We arrived at the area reserved for her party at the hotel, and out you popped out singing happy birthday. There were many friends, a few famous faces, and cameras recording as we sang. She was definitely surprised. Eventually, we all started to mingle around the room. Up until that point, I'd only spoken to you once before on FaceTime with Cassie about songs we were working on together. You approached me and introduced yourself saying, "So, you're the one writing these songs about me." I said yes, and you stared back and said, "That means she's talking to you, huh?" I was uncomfortable because it seemed like you were talking about the more turbulent part of your relationship. Wow, 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 wow. We did a song called Loyal that you didn't like. We were writing about her pain. In the first verse of that song, she sings, "I don't know what is real. I just know how I feel." And you keep acting like you don't know what you did wrong, trying to get me to chill. Since we ain't been together, I've been on some whatever. She was pushing back in that song. You later came back up to me and said you were playing. I didn't believe you. One of your security guards did something similar. I never met him before either. He approached me and said, "I heard a lot about you, Tiffany. You both creeped me out." And this interaction was super intimidating. It felt like you both wanted me to know that you knew who I was and you didn't like how close I was to her. This is crazy. This is this is crazy. This lady, she could not express her feelings. And when she expressed her feelings, when Cassie expressed her feelings to Tiffany Red, so they go to her surprise birthday party. And like she said, Cassie was surprised and he pops out of nowhere saying happy birthday. Which, obviously none of it was genuine for real. Like he did everything for show. And I whew. um so her friend, she Diddy comes up to us and introduces himself, and he was like, "So you're the one that's writing these songs about me, so that means you're talking about me." Just imagine the look that was on Cassie's face and this young lady, Tiffany Red. So he basically thinking about what she what she's talking to her about. That then should have made them wake up like, "Oh girl, you need to get up out of this." I don't know. That her friends could have told her, but it could not have been easy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not easy all the time getting out those situations. But just like Cassie was triggered, her friends were triggered, but they had to sit there and deal with a friend dealing with dealing with a man like that. A man monster. He was a monster. You have the nerves because she, you know, writing songs about her feelings and how she feel. You're not recognizing how she feel though. You're not recognizing how Cassie feel, but you're recognizing that, oh, she's telling my business. So just imagine what could have happened to Cassie that night after that situation happened. And I can see how it's traumatizing because Tiffany Red, once P. Diddy looked at it the way that he looked at it from his point of view, I know, she had, had to be like, oh my God, like she is talking to me. Her friend is like, she is talking to me, but I hope that he don't get mad about it. But obviously he got mad about it. Just like I said, ain't no telling what, Cassie had to endure from that just being said. That's crazy. Like, dude, he's full of demons, ignorant. It says later on that evening, after being at the party since it started that afternoon, Cassie wanted to go to a karaoke spot called Blind Dragons and on Sunset Boulevard with some friends. You were not happy that she was leaving. Let me go back. You were not happy that she was leaving. I remember your people hovering around us trying to discourage Cassie from leaving, but we went anyway. You followed us and arrived just a little bit after we did. It was instantly uncomfortable. You pulled Cassie out of the private karaoke room. She put her head down and went with you. I followed to see if she was okay because something was off. When I walked out of the room, you had her backed into a corner in the hallway outside of the door, and your security surrounded you two as you cursed her out with your hands in her face. She and I briefly made eye contact. I felt helpless. She looked afraid and kept looking down at the floor. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. And I know she was. I know she was. I know she was scared. He didn't want her to go from the beginning. He was trying to get her back with him so they can discuss or he can do whatever he wanted because he felt, I'm going to say, allegedly, but I mean, everyone can see through this. Like, so that he could do whatever he was going to do to her because the friend, she knows that the friend knows, you know, just to keep her underneath his wings and to manipulate her and to do whatever he want her to do. Like full of demons. Like, but that's all I'm gonna read, you guys. But like I said, you could go on its own site. I love that website and go check out the full message that she has. It I can see why the friend was so afraid because if he's doing that to her, what would he do to her? And she felt helpless for her friend. She felt helpless. If you have any friend or anyone in your family in that situation, make a plan and try to help them get out. Try to talk some sense into them. But I'll be back with another video. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm out, y'all.